Today we're going to do an Apres ski yoga class. It's finally snowing here in Colorado. I got to get out skiing today and I'm in need of it, so I hope that you're in need of it. The best part about transitioning from skiing or snowboarding to yoga is that you can just keep on your thermals and exactly what you had on. So begin class by taking off your socks. The best part of the entire day of skiing, besides if you're a skier and you have to take off your snow boots. And we'll do the class primarily just kind of switching from the front to the back of our mat. And start off by just giving a little bit of love to the bottom of your foot. Our foot intrinsic muscles really should be working quite a lot as we ski or as we skin. So helping to give a little feedback, a little gratitude to the bottom of your feet. Kind of just press in underneath your big toe mound, little toe mound. Should feel really nice. And take your fingers and put them between your toes. Your feet have been scrunched up in boots all day, or shoes, or whatever. So see if you could just place one finger between each toe here. Oh, it might be a little much, but just try it out. And then come over to the other foot, starting just pressing, giving a little love under the big toe mound and the little toe mound. Getting at all the beautiful stabilizing muscles of your foot that have been working so overtime for you. And then placing your other hand, fingers between toes, and just spreading the toes out here. So good for your feet. I wear toe spacers after every night of skiing. They kind of just on to space out your toes, but it helps us combat the fact that our feet have been scrunched up all day and lets them expand again. Setting our feet aside, let's start in a downward facing dog. Getting there slowly that you need to. Our calves work so much out on the mountain. So starting by just doing a little active release here, lifting the heels and then lowering them back down. Good. Then with the heels down, bend the knees a lot and then straighten the knee a bit. Getting at a different one of your calf muscles here, your soleus muscle. Underneath the two heads of your gastrocs, or your bigger calf muscles. Bending, and straightening. And then step that left leg forward, drop the back knee down. Maybe this is totally enough for you. This gets into that beautiful quad and all the work it's been doing. Or maybe you bend that leg and you grab back for the foot, using a strap as you need to here. And actively press your foot back into your hand here. See if you could press it back and then slowly lower the heel closer to the bum. Press it back and then lower the heel to the bum. Doing a little bit of resistance stretching in our quadricep muscle here. It's where you activate a muscle while you bring it from its lengthened into shortened position. Sorry, I got that wrong. Shortened into lengthened. And then releasing that back foot to the ground. Right hand comes down. Inhale, reach the left arm up. If you've been snowboarding, you've been twisting one way all day. Maybe this is the way you've been twisting. If so, we'll double up on the other side later. But just breathe into the twist here for a moment, expanding the rib cage in and out. And exhale that left hand down, coming to straighten both legs. That might be just a little too much at the start. If so, you could bend the front knee and then straighten it. Taking a little more active stretch to mellow your body out here, bending the left knee, and then straightening it. And with that same kind of resistance stretching, see if you could feel like you're trying to resist the straightening of your leg as you move that leg towards straight. Good. Turn all 10 toes towards the right-hand side of your mat. Grabbing opposite elbows, take a little swing side to side, bending one knee, and then the opposite knee. And then keep the legs straight and keep that little swing side to side, feeling like your heels want to kick up towards the sky. Lovely. Right hand comes down to the mat, straighten the spine out so the crown of the head reaches forward. Left hand comes to the sacrum, the low back here, twisting towards the left. Let the head just drop towards the floor, towards the right-hand side here. Switching sides, left hand comes down, right hand onto the sacrum or low back. If left hand doesn't reach down, you could just float in the middle of space here and find that nice spinal twist towards the right. Always option to place a block under that left hand as well. Releasing the right hand down, rise on up to standing. Arms reach long up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart, toe, heel your feet towards each other. 1 second here while I grab a sip of water. I'm not sure what happened with my Instagram live here, but we're in the middle of an Apres ski yoga. Don't know what you caught, what you didn't catch, but jump back on in with us. We just toe heeled our feet towards each other, and we're going to grab under our left leg, pressing left leg into the hands. See if you could lengthen the spine up long and away from that foot. Really kick your foot down into your hands. Kind of getting at a little active low back engagement here, lengthening rather than bending forward as we usually do in our little tuck during skiing. And on an exhale, let your hands break through. Foot releases to the ground. Inhale, left arm reaches up overhead. Reach up and over towards the right-hand side of the mat. Right hand can come on the hip if it feels more stable for you here. Breathing into the sides of your rib cage that have been twisting around all day for you. Inhale, rise back on up, grabbing under the right thigh this time. Kick right thigh down into your hands so hard that you actually feel like you're sticking your bum out a little bit. So we're not tucked back. We're actually sticking our bum a tiny bit out, but engaging our ribs in, our abdominals in, because we need to do that in order to kick our leg down. And you kick your leg down so hard it eventually breaks through your hands and you release it. Right arm reaches up overhead, left hand on the hip. Side bending towards the left here. Inhale, rise back on up. Toe heel your feet back towards that wide V. And this one mainly goes out to snowboarders. Skiers, you can take a little twist side to side. Snowboarders, whichever way you're used to facing, so I'm regular, I'm going to twist over my left leg all day. Right now, I'm going to twist over my right leg on an exhale, and on an inhale, I'll come back towards the middle. Exhale, I twist towards the right. Inhale, I come back up. I'm gonna do that about 20 times. Skiers, you can go side to side, or you can do the many quad stretches that I know you need right now. But snowboarders, we're trying to find a little bit of more symmetry in our body here. Exhaling as we turn, bending the knees slightly, inhaling as we rise. Holding whichever way feels like it's a little bit harder for you, and taking 3 breaths there. And then turning all 10 toes towards the right and coming into that low lunge, dropping left knee to the ground. Hands come up onto the front thigh. Maybe you stay here. This is enough for your hip flexor. Maybe you bend the knee and reach back for that foot. And again, press the foot into the hand. Keep pressing it as you bring it closer towards your bum. And of course, this depends on how flexible and how long your quadriceps muscles are. So maybe it barely moves, but see if you could just find that active engagement of your quad as you move it from that short end more towards that lengthened position. And releasing that back foot, left hand to the ground. Inhale, reach the right arm up, twisting towards the right. This is the way I don't twist all day in snowboarding, so I'm going to hold this side longer. If you are goofy, then you're going to come all the way back towards the left-hand side right now and twist double on that side. I'm just going to hold this twice as long on the right. Coming back on over to the right-hand side, straightening that right leg. Everybody needs a good hamstring release. You can hold it in a static position, or you can bend that front knee and then move it towards straight. Keep that right big toe pressing down into the ground. It helps activate those intrinsic foot muscles I talked about earlier. I can get a little turned off in your ski boots sometimes. Good. Turn all 10 toes forwards. This time, clasp the hands behind the back, folding forward over that wide stance here. Getting a little stretch in the upper body. Skiers, this is for you. Push and pulls all day. See if you could keep your shoulders from rolling forwards, and see if you could roll them back towards each other so your knuckles reach away from your body here. They reach back behind you and away from you. Elbows can be bent if they need. Good. Releasing those hands. Toe heel the feet together into a forward fold here. Find what distance apart of your feet feels good for you. And shake the head out. No. Nod the head. Yes. Make little figure eights with the head here. And then bend your left knee and tuck your left knee outside your right foot, coming into a seated spinal twist. Inhaling, left arm reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist towards the right. You can straighten this bottom leg if you need. You can hug this knee into your chest. So many ways to do Matsyendrasana. And since this is the opposite way of the way I've been twisting all day on my snowboard, I'm really going to try to make sure that I'm filling my ribs with my breath. So it's a circumferential breath. I'm breathing front, back, side, all around me equally, trying to expand my ribs into all of those nooks and crannies that have been kind of shut down all day as I've been twisted the opposite way as a snowboarder. Good for everybody, excellent for snowboarders. Inhale back towards the center. Bring your hands down to the sides of your hips and right ear comes towards right shoulder. Oh, it feels so good. I can almost not even get it out. Again, as a snowboarder, we twist our head one way all day. So this is a lovely way to just unravel that twist that you do all day. See if you could turn your nose down towards your right shoulder, getting even more at those muscles that you've kind of been just shortening all day. That is if you ride regular. If you ride goofy, your turn is coming. And now bring the head back up. Extend the right leg out in front of you. Left foot comes to the inseam of the right leg. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward over that right leg. If it feels intense or you want to take more of a nerve glide here, point and flex the right foot. It can help ease you into the position a little bit more. Also brings in a little bit more of your calf muscles. You have to pardon me because I could totally stay here all night now. We'll inhale and rise back on up. Left leg crosses over the right this time. And inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, we twist towards our left. Even though this is the way I've been twisted all day, skiers, maybe you use one arm a little bit stronger than the opposite arm. I notice that I feel this large tightness in the back of my left rib cage here. So I'm purposely going to send more breath there. So as I said, we could breathe circumferentially in this big balloon, or we can try to squeeze a little breath into one part of that balloon a little more. That's what I'm going to do with the back of my left rib cage here. You could place your hand there and see if you could make your ribs expand into your hand in order to play with expanding into different parts of your rib cage or your belly. It might sound crazy and like voodoo at first, but I swear it's how I release tension through my whole body. I just send breath different places. It's learned with time. At least it was for me. Maybe you're already perfect. Good. On an exhale, come back towards the center. Hands come to the ground. Ear comes to the opposite shoulder now. And I'm doing this side. I feel like I honestly don't really need it. So I'm going to switch back to the side I know I really do need. You could turn your nose down towards your left shoulder, getting a little bit more at your sternocleidomastoid, that muscle that goes up towards your jaw. You can totally feel it in the back of your jaw there. Lovely. Then extend that left foot out in front of you, tucking in the right foot, comes to the inseam of the left leg. On an inhale, arms reach up towards the sky, looking up at the top. And exhale, fold long and forward over that leg. Finding a comfortable place for you. Maybe that's just totally upright. You're like, woo wee, I already feel this. Maybe you point and flex that left foot, easing into the stretch a little more. Find where literally feels lovely for you. And inhale, rise back on up, coming down onto your back. If you drove to the mountain like I did, your pelvis might be feeling a little bit off here. So we'll do a little pelvic reset. So I'm going to place my right hand on the front of my right thigh, my left hand on the back of my left thigh. I'm going to press my legs into my hands. So my left leg is trying to press away from me. My right leg is going to press towards me. And I hold for 3 seconds and I relax. And I do that again. And I relax. And I do it again. And I relax. Let's try the opposite way. So right hand behind right thigh, left hand in front of left thigh. I do this and I already feel it doesn't feel good for me. I'm going to switch back to the other way. That's the way that I'm feeling a little asymmetrical today. You find out what it is for you. Maybe you do both sides one more time and you say, they kind of feel the same. That's lovely. Enjoy the muscle activation. It's good for your hips. And taking 4 more rounds wherever you are, wherever you're pressing. Good. Drop the feet down to the ground. Cross the left leg over the right. Scoot your bum to the left. And then knees drop down to the right. That's just to line up our left shoulder and hip. And on an inhale, I open that left arm, coming into a spinal twist here. And again, I'm going to send my breath to wherever is feeling a little bit tighter. Now it's not my ribs, it's my hip. So that's where I'm trying to expand my breath into. I can place my hand on there for a little tactile cue that, hey, breath, can you come here? Can you move the connective tissue layers between my muscles here? Allowing a little bit more movement of fluid, of blood, of ease. On an exhale, leg comes back up towards the center, switching sides. Right leg crosses over left. Scoot the legs to the right, then drop them to the left. So my right shoulder and my right hip are in the same line here, adjusting as necessary. And on an inhale, open the right arm up towards a T here. So in this way, we come to see the asymmetries in our body. And we breathe into the spaces that are constricted, that have worked so much through the repetitive action of our days that there's less oxygen there. A knot is simply a lack of oxygenation to an area of your muscle, your connective tissue. And see if you could try to intentionally bring more oxygen there. Obviously, I want to hold this side longer because I've been turned the other way all day. But bringing your legs back to the center. Lift your legs up to the sky, reversing the flow of blood, undoing the chairlift and everything hanging on your legs all day. Let your legs just, hang back down on you. Allowing blood to flow the opposite way. your lymph fluid, your beautiful lymphatic fluid inside of you that heals you, that removes waste. It's part of your immune response. Let it flow back up to the center of your body. Mhm. And then feel free to take any last pose you like here. I'm going to suggest that we finish class in a child's pose instead of a shavasana. It's up to you. I will take the child's pose. Now I'm going to send some breath into my low back in this child's pose because I know that it's been tensing all day from working for me. It's so lovely in the powder. The option to lay back down onto your back for shavasana or take this child's pose and breathe and rest here. And where we rest is in gratitude. Gratitude that our body can move at all. Let our muscles respond to inputs from our brain, from our environment. And gratitude that our body knows how to heal itself. That there is a whole system that's kind of the garbage dump of your body, your lymphatics, and naturally is always healing you. And gratitude of your respiratory system, your circulatory system. But just by breathing in more fully, you can bring more oxygen to your tissues. Letting air become part of your body, part of what your body does and can do. It's incredible. So find a gratitude to rest in. And as always, you're welcome to rest here as long as you need. Namaste.